I'm Paul,
I'm Mark.
and this is the wonderful world of Wonder Woman. Tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, we're going to review two episodes, so a double feature tonight, episodes 5 and 6 of Wonder Woman. First, we'll be talking about episode 5, Knockout, which was directed by Seymour Robbie, who directed the Bermuda Triangle when we reviewed last time.
And it shows.
Yep. And this originally aired October of 77. The plot is Wonder Woman matches wits with a gorgeous gun-toting terrorist who's kidnapped Steve.
I'm not afraid of you. Do you understand that?
I've never wanted you to be afraid of me. All I want is to free Steve Trevor.
And starring in tonight's first episode is Linda Carter as Diana Prince Wonder Woman, of course. Lyle Wagner as Colonel Steve Trevor Jr. Norman Burton as Joe Atkinson, the liaison for the IADCC. Jane Kennedy, who plays our reluctant villain, Carolyn Hamilton. Burr DeBenning as Tom Baker, or it could have been Tom Baker as Burr DeBenning, if they had wanted. Arch Johnson as John Kelly. Frank Marth as the Tall Man. Ted Shackelford as taxi driver Pete Johnson. Alex Colon as sub-villain Angel Velasquez. And Casey Martell as Ted, the mute son of the cab driver Pete Johnson.
Yes. Did she really match wits?
Were there wits in this episode at all? I don't.
Only us at our wits' end
Yes.
with this episode. Oh man,
They're so. This, I think last time we talked about the fact that the Bermuda Triangle episode was a redeemable episode. It could have been something wonderful.
yeah,
This one had so. This is a Bionic Woman season 3 awful,
yeah.
irredeemable episode.
In order to make it actually work, you couldn't do it on television.
No.
It would have to be a feature-length movie.
Yeah.
And some of the there's a reason why we're doing a double feature tonight.
Yes, we didn't have a lot. We try not to be too negative on our show.
Yeah.
But you really want to just knock out this episode just over and over again. I suppose it was the time it was made. It's just tone deaf. The whole episode is tone deaf.
Yeah.
So the fact that Jane Kennedy has joined the movement, which at first they make it look like with Angel Velasquez that it's some sort of Black Panther movement.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the Black Panther movement. We're going to take away power from the rich people and give it, more power to and have a revolution in America.
I mean, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, right? But then, in some sort of tone deaf, I don't get it. So I would have been fine had the character Angel Velasquez been the man that she was in love with and that Carolyn Hamilton fell for and joined the movement, left the police force.
Yeah.
That would have made complete sense. But it ends up the man that she's in love with, it's a bunch of old white guys who lead the movement.
Yeah.
And it just so old white guys are fighting to take over from old white guys.
Nothing ever changes.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It just didn't.
I think this is one of those episodes where, like, somebody turned in a script and the producers were like, we can't say this. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't do this. Here,
No.
do this instead.
Yeah.
Because it would have, in the right hands, it would have made like a great movie about, revolution, and it would have made a really great blaxploitation movie. Like, it would have been a good Shaft movie.
Yeah. Or how far
But-
as a former cop do you go? Because she says that she got turned at first, she says, because I saw so many poor, doesn't add, you could tell there would have been more description of
That's-
poor
I'm saying the
people who
producers
get
went
locked
in.
up, whereas the rich people always get free.
Yep.
But it's just, and so I guess it would have made sense if, she being African American, Angel Velasquez, if it had just been that kind of movement.
Yeah.
So just be brave enough to air it and say, but the fact that, I think whoever wrote the writer of this, the fact that the word terrorist is used 100 times in the episode clearly has no love for revolutionaries.
Yeah.
They're cast as the heavy villains
Yep.
in this, and there's no Wonder Woman doesn't see anything of value in them, maybe a little bit, but it's more about convincing Carolyn Hamilton to betray, to leave the organization and
Yeah.
face her consequences, her
Yeah.
deserved consequences.
Yeah, that's the one thing from this, and it's not even much of a thing. But the one thing from this episode that kind of goes back a little bit to what happened in season 1 a
Yeah.
lot was where there'd be a woman and she would be misled or just not focusing on the right things. And Wonder Woman comes in and sets her straight a little bit, gives her the empowerment pep talk,
Right.
or just sets her straight.
Yeah.
So there was at least that was missing in the first 4 episodes.
Yes, we finally have a callback.
So we have that, but again, it ain't much.
No, and the language about them, there's a certain. So she hires or I got confused the plot. So there's this hitman who has been hired to kidnap. Well, no, Steve. It's all like an accident. Steve accidentally gets involved in the plot, and then there's a hitman out to kill Joe, Diana, Steve, but she's trying to stop them, but at the same time have it happen. And the hitman turns to her and says, "Well, you're changing the world through violence."
The hitman.
Yeah, the hitman. It was totally tone deaf. Even the hitman, I'm above these terrorists. So it just seemed like Ronald Reagan's speechwriter decided to write a script for Wonder Woman. It was awful.
It was the word. It beats the Bermuda Triangle. This Bermuda Triangle had the Bermuda Triangle in it.
Correct.
This one
and had potential.
Yeah.
And this one is just so tone deaf. So, and then we had like the little subplot of the taxi driver, which didn't really go anywhere, and the side plot of the kid who can't speak, who then can suddenly speak.
Yeah.
Which was a better episode of Bionic Woman and made more sense.
Yeah.
But this is just like it.
I think what they did were they like with the cab driver.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, remind me to get to the cab when I'm done with this.
Okay.
But the cab driver is one of those things where they wrote, as they were writing the script, they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, she can't fall for the cab driver. She's supposed to fall for Steve Trevor Jr."
Right.
So they had that whole will they, won't they thing. Obviously they don't. And they can't even have it be like well, she goes off with him for a little while, then comes back, because that Wonder Woman wouldn't do that.
No.
But the cab.
Yeah.
Okay.
The souped up super cab.
The souped up super cab. Yeah. That I don't doubt, because you gotta, them cars had some pretty big engines back in the day. But one of the downfalls of like modern television
Hmm.
is seeing the flaws in older productions.
Yeah.
And kind of like in Thunderball, when you watch Thunderball and they're underwater and
Yeah,
you see the
pieces of
duct tape.
glass. Yes.
Well, in this case, they had taken out all the windows of the cab and
Mhm.
replaced it with non-reflective,
Oh, okay.
because you can see along the top and along the sides of all the windows, you can see the clear tape they used. So it kind of it's some things don't need to be high def,
No.
as Uncle would say in Jackie Chan Adventures. One more thing.
Yeah.
The reuse of her transformation
Oh,
scene
yes,
was
yes.
hilarious. Because like she's they basically took the first transformation scene and used it in the second transformation scene, but she's in a totally different outfit when she
Right.
transforms. That so much so that I expected, like in the next episode,
Mhm.
she goes around the corner and it's the same. That's how they're
Same
gonna
tree,
save money
same
every
tree,
time.
yeah. Well, that you pointed out the fact that at one point it says 11:50 p.m. and it's bright, it's daylight out.
You can see the sun. They
The
didn't
sun.
even day for night.
Yeah, they didn't even do that. So this episode, like, just I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell they're trying to save money. I mean, so far all these episodes keep happening and they keep flying to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Everything happens in Los Angeles because clearly much cheaper to film in your own back lot, in your own
Mhm.
backyard. But yeah, that's it's just one mistake after another, one poor execution after
Yeah.
another. And that's a shame because it's really making me miss the production value of season 1.
Yeah.
It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman with flyaway action. Assembly required. Jor-El, General Zod, and Lex Luthor each sold separately. It's Superman. And this is Wonder Woman. You can make her fly with flyaway action. Assembly required. Wonder Woman. You can make her fly. Superman and Wonder Woman, both with a flyaway action pack. All figures sold separately by Mego.
And we're back.
Yes. Oh, Miss Meow is trying to star in this episode again.
Yes.
So let's move on to our second episode, episode 6, which is not this box.
Oh, I took your
You
box.
took the wrong box. Episode 6, The Pied Piper. This one is written by a lot of people. Directed by Alan Crossland. It aired at the very end of October of 1977. And tonight's plot for The Pied Piper is there's money in the music biz, baby. A rock god. Really? A rock god. A rock god uses hypnosis to control his entourage of thieving groupies.
It's you again. You're the real Wonder Woman.
Don't make me prove it.
It stars, of course, the usual suspects. I won't go through the regular
Almost.
cast, except it doesn't. It is an interesting episode in the fact that, Lyle Wagner doesn't show up till the very end. He's taking a little break because this episode focuses on Joe Atkinson, played by Norman Burton.
Wagner might have been on Carol Burnett that week.
Right, or something. Yeah, he was hosting it. Yeah. Couldn't be there. So Linda Carter, of course, returns with Norman Burton. This is their episode, working together. And then as the rock god, since they use quotes on everything in this episode, his gig, his had, Martin Mull, of all people, as Hamlin Rule, our rock god and villain. Denny Miller as Carl Schwartz, his beefy bodyguard. The lovely and talented Eve Plum
Of I'm
as
gonna get you sucker fame.
yes, as Elena, the daughter of Joe Atkinson, hence why he's an important part of the story.
Yes.
Bob Hastings as the Maytag washerman gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And then some various many women in costumes.
A bevy.
And hanging out by the pool.
Yes.
So a bevy of groupies.
I love this episode. This episode is everything I love about 70s Wonder Woman in that it's ridiculous.
Yes.
It is Martin Mull is is at least he's kind of like a supervillain.
Oh, you took that's going to be my big idea.
Well, we get to the same idea.
No, I know. That's what I love about this is we finally get a supervillain.
We get. It reminds me of like for anybody out there who like the 12 people who read Dazzler back in the day.
Yeah,
it reminds me of a Dazzler comic because Dazzler was the most wackiest like superhero, not wanting to be a superhero, just wanting to play music. Comics ever made. They had some of the craziest plot lines, whatever it took to shoehorn in her performing. And this episode reminds me of like the Pied Piper is somebody Dazzler would have fought.
Correct. Yep.
It was just it's so bonkers that I love it today. I love all the you said there's a bunch of writers.
Yeah.
One of those writers was like the slang writer.
Right.
Because they tried so hard to put in all this like groovy baby stuff from like 10 years prior
to it, yeah.
But, you know, again, it's probably old white people writing stuff trying to be hip at the time. But no, this episode is great.
I love this episode too. It's good, so great, and it's awfulness.
Yes.
But the fact that that's exactly, I wrote down, we finally got a supervillain. And I mean, and just a classic comic book supervillain. So, in the most unbelievable way that a musician creates scientific devices that scientists across the world, as Joe says, have not been able to achieve. Somehow he builds these devices. So
that is some Stan Lee stuff.
Yes, right there. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it made me think of the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon, The Fifth Avenue Phantom.
Oh yeah,
where he used robot women to do all of his crimes.
Yeah,
and so
it would have been great if, like, because he enthralls his groupies, to be like his little burglars, but they should have had like little mouse ears when they were sneaking around.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
I think that's what they were going for because they never just walked. Like they would walk, they're always like sneaky.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I think it's weird. I'm watching this the whole time because I don't remember it, and so I'm going. Is he an alien? Is that why he's got all these magical devices or these super science devices? Nope. He's just a misunderstood musician who also is a secret scientist who can build these devices.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. So I love that though. That's so. You're right. That's so classic Stan Lee. And you know where. Ant-Man starts out, he's a biophysicist, and then later on he can build Ultron. So it doesn't matter if science, whatever. You're good at all science.
Gentleman scientist.
Yes.
As much as I love this episode, though, I don't ever want to be that close to Martin Mull's mouth ever again.
When he's playing the flute, yeah.
They got to convince you he's playing the flute, so he's up there. And the camera pans across the flute, and you see his handwork, and then there it is.
It's just hard to believe. I did write down. Kids love this. I mean, teenage girls love this guy. It didn't. I mean, here's the thing. Why didn't Eve Plum, when she got on set, and they're like, oh yeah, Martin Mull's going to be the Pied Piper. She's like, are you freaking kidding me?
Martin,
let me call Davy Jones because Davy Jones guest starred on Brady Bunch. I know Davy Jones. He's looking for work.
Okay.
Davy Jones should have been the Pied Piper.
See,
that would have made way more sense.
That would have been great, but like Martin Mull wasn't charging Davy Jones money. That's my guess.
Oh, okay.
Because he was
Okay.
still, Davy Jones.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Martin Mull probably. I love Martin Mull. Don't get me wrong.
Well, was he on Carol Burnett too?
Martin, maybe
Because maybe Lyle Wagner brought him over.
could be. I just
Yeah.
remember him from Fernwood Tonight.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember, and of course, and it's hard to watch him be a heartthrob knowing that what he becomes in Roseanne.
Oh.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
yeah. so I mean, maybe it makes sense in the fact that he hates what he's doing. He hates, he talks about the fact he's turning to crime because no one's taking him seriously. They've all taken his money. So I guess maybe being sort of an ugly, or maybe if they had implied that his music gets the groupies because his devices are also built in the concert. And maybe that's implied and I missed it,
Oh,
but
all right. Well, let's
not
think
sure
about
why,
it.
yeah.
This is 1977.
yeah.
Who were who are the big names in like
Well-
rock and roll entertainment at that
Well,
time?
is this pre like Andy Gibb?
I don't know. I didn't listen. And what were the big
Well,
who were the big artists in
77,
77?
we're coming right up on the disco era, so we're talking I don't know, the
Was Daryl Dragon a heartthrob?
maybe, I don't know.
Was the
Where's I have to ask my mom, but she's not with us anymore.
the Carpenter brother, was he a heartthrob?
No. I would have said somebody like our what was it, Cool and the Kongs or whatever it was.
Captain Cool and the Kongs.
Weren't they a thing back in 77?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like most rock stars portrayed on TV shows looked more like the kid who played Shazam or Wesley Ewer from Land of the Lost.
Or Leif Garrett.
Yeah.
Who does show up later
Right.
in this series.
Where why didn't they call Wesley Ewer? He could sing. He could have been on here.
Man, that would have been
Wouldn't that have been
awesome.
Yeah. And then maybe Kathy Coleman could have guest starred too. Been awesome.
Oh.
And then like his bodyguard could have been Chaka. Would have been like a total anyway. But I mean, even
I think we're creating a whole different show.
we are. But and not to take away from this one because he's even got the Bond villain lair in the music. I mean, the chair that traps you and helps. I just love all the Bond villain stuff in this. And he's even got the henchman. So the big guys, the henchman, the muscle, who his bodyguard, who protects him. But that's like right out of Bond. I mean, and kind of this plot is a little bit of a ripoff of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, where Blofeld mind controls all the women to release all the spores.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little bit of a callback to that. But yeah, I'm sitting here watching it, just going, I should hate this, but I don't. I love every little
Yeah.
bit.
It's a beautiful mess.
I actually like Joe as a character more than Steve in some ways. I thought Joe was more interesting. He's a dad.
Yeah.
He's a director. He wants to save his kid, but he can't. He can't get involved completely.
It's like his own show.
Yeah, he is. Joe, yeah, he's a single dad. He's raised. I mean, they could have done a spin-off with him and Eve Plum as like super spy son and daughter.
Oh man.
It was ridiculous. I mean, we even get, and I thought it was great, where he's auditioning the women to be in the basket, even though what he's really doing is he's mind controlling them all to be the thieves.
Yeah.
But I love that Wonder Woman gets to wear her awesome Rick Wakeman cape, show up and try to be the woman in the basket.
I mean, as if her costume isn't whack enough.
Yeah.
She has to wear that cape to just push it just over the edge.
I thought it was really clever. See, in this one, maybe because they had 4 writers, there was a lot better dialogue, minus the slang. But I love the fact where Martin Mull says, where were you when I did my bicentennial concert? Because I've got the Eagles on my shirt too. And so it's just like little touches like that remind me this felt more like a sillier version of a season 1 episode. It just had the better quality.
Yeah.
And the special effects look good. So they when they did the sound to melt, to vibrate, and they had a typical Flash sounding explanation. So the sound vibrates the molecules to where it destroys, basically turns the metal into air. It basically vibrates it, and it looked good when they did it. So kudos to them. They finally got the balance right of spending their money well on special effects.
They took the budget they didn't use in the one before this and dumped it into this one.
Yeah, because I mean the barber chair that traps Wonder Woman, that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I even, as we're watching it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, she's spinning. Can't she become Wonder Woman? And sure enough, 2 seconds later, she's becoming Wonder Woman. So I just thought it was well paced. It was, there was more reasons to be in Los Angeles because the concert tour was going there. So that made more sense with this one. And no Steve, so that's cool. No Steve being kidnapped. So I think that works. That worked for me. But my God, Martin Mull cannot sing. It was so long.
They didn't even like
Dub him.
overdub.
Yeah, they could have dubbed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, okay, they're in the music studio. I know there's an episode where Linda Carter sings.
Yeah.
And I was hoping it was this episode, but I think that happens later on.
Yeah, he was kind of like a little bit of Elvis meets Evel Knievel meets Puff the Magic Dragon, the band that did Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
The ending I liked a lot.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Wonder Woman decides that he was only robbing from himself to keep the money instead of like cutting it with the producers, and nobody was hurt. And so she let him try to redeem himself afterwards.
Which goes back to what I said about the episode before this. She comes in and she uses the wisdom of Athena.
Yeah.
And she's talking to these people and she's course correcting them and showing them the error of their ways.
Yep.
And that's something that needs to be in episodes because it was established in season 1.
Yeah.
That's something she did.
Yep.
There needs to be more of it. And these last, as bad as that episode was before this and this one, they both have it. So
yeah, so that's good. They're back on track with that.
Yeah.
Bobby Farouk, just like the country.
So what are we in store for next week?
Okay, well, we are. Oh, it's this one. Yes. Let's find out. Maybe we'll decide if we're going to do a double feature again. So let's look at the next 2. Episode 7 is The Queen and the Thief. To protect a queen's jewels, Diana and Steve go undercover at the Millionaire's Sandbox, Palm Beach. Okay, that might not be too bad. And then episode 8, I Do, a massage, a facial, and a state secret. Diana visits a spa to investigate leaks of government information. Now, wait a minute. Wasn't it Bionic Woman had the spa, the hair salon episode?
Yeah.
Or if it's written by the same person. Okay, so maybe next week we will have to do 2, but this time the first one will be better than the second one.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Could be the other way around.
Yeah.
Maybe Wonder Woman gets it right, whereas Bionic Woman could have
got it totally wrong. All right.
Well, on that note, we really like doing this show.
We do.
And we like to think that those of you that watch it enjoy it, and you could really show us how you enjoy it by leaving us a comment about, who was your favorite singer in the 70s.
Right.
And while you're down there, do all the YouTube things, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single video. All those things help our algorithm, help push it out there to more people.
Let us know what other 70s TV shows you want us to review, because we're kind of digging our 70s, return to the 70s. So
we're kind of in a groove here.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm Paul.
I'm Mark.
And this has been the wonderful world of Wonder Woman.